Okay, we got a couple of tandem set of Eaton piston pumps. They're load sensing pumps, and these came in. The customer, this off a truck, and the customer, I asked them what was wrong. They said they had a leak and then it ran out of oil, and not 100% sure what's wrong with them. Their problem is that it's 3 months to get a replacement. Now, what this looks like, I'm looking, it's got an Eaton tag on here with a barcode, but no real numbers. And by the way, it says made in Mexico, just so you know. All this stuff, all these pumps are made in Mexico or China now, all the castings. So even though it's an American company, that's what's happening. But these are load sensing, one here and one here. And the way that works is they have these on the truck and it's always running, but they have this set, the standby pressure, like at 200 pounds, and it just idles at that low pressure. And why the truck's running. And then when they shift a valve, this port here, these have sensor lines, that will tell this to stroke the pump out, and it'll be 200 pounds above whatever's required to move the load. That's how those work. And you know, you see that a lot. That creates less heat. It's only running at 200 pounds. I don't know if that's exactly what this one is, but the way these are set on these compensators, you set them for a standby pressure, and then you got a full pressure, and nothing happens until you shift a valve to make it do something. Then it'll go up 200 pounds above what's ever required to move the load. Okay, so I don't know. We're going to do an inspection on this and try to. What it is they can't get one. So the truck's down. They're telling me 3 months. So we're going to look at this. I'll pop these apart. You can take a picture of it. They're pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to get this one pump off, and we're going to open one and take a look, see if we can see anything that will show us what happened. You know, if it blew if there's scarring on the rotating group or whatever, that's what we're going to look for. So we're going to separate this. Okay, so you got that. Here's your coupler that had the two together. Don't lose that. Okay, we'll take this one apart first. I'm going to get this out of the way so you can see. Safety glasses and gloves all the time when you're doing this stuff. Okay, it's got the intake and the pressure line. So I'm gonna pop this open and take a quick look at it. So you got the back cap off. Nothing in here really. Pull the valve plate off and take a look. Give you an idea. So you got a bearing on the back here. Little Timken tapered bearing. That you can see that sits in here like that. Okay, then you got a valve plate. Okay, now let's take a look at this. I'm going to get a close up on the camera so you can see what the valve plate looks like. Okay, so you can kind of see it. Now look, this is the intake side. You don't want to put these backwards. Intake side, pressure side. Okay, this could probably be put on the lapping machine. There's a little black mark there, a little bit of heat signature. It's not real bad. Okay, I just want to show you that, but you have to know. So when these go on, they only go on one way, so you know. So this is the intake side right here. Okay, so it would go back on like that. We'll just set it on there and see. And that's what it rides against. Okay, so I got the rotating group out. I can already tell it's shot. Okay. Yeah, you're not gonna. I'll tell you what the reason is. This is what happened. I can already tell this thing's done. This is the reason why. Come around here and show. See how the shoes are all gone? They won't even hardly move. They're all worn off. They must have run it out of oil. So this one shot right away. No sense in going over that. Okay, at this point, I already know there's not much I can do with this thing. Okay, now I could get a new rotating grooves. We could look into that. I might be able to just get this, the piston group and the valve plate, and we'll look into that, but let's just see what the other one is. That's basically all it is. You got your little swash plate in here, and there's some bearings in there, but we'll set this aside. Let's take a quick look at the other one while I got it, see if that rotating group's gone. So the only thing I could do is if I could get the rotating group, and we were able to get it faster, I could patch them up, but at this point, they should continue on with a new one. I just want to see real quick if the other one's that way. I'm going to get in there all the way. Okay. The whole plate looks not bad like the other one. Put that in there, but we're just the part we're going to worry about. Okay, this one's not as bad. So what it was, it's that back one that shot. Okay. All right, so we're not going to get that all the way out. Take the shaft out. I got to take something apart there, but what I want to look at is this rotating group's not as bad. It's actually fairly, these are tight, but let me show you the difference on the shoes. These are brass shoes. Okay, you got this one that's nice and square, and then look at the other one. It's all worn off and rounded. So possibly what happened is that back pump got a leak. That's what it sounds like, got a leak in it, and it ran out of oil, and it got hot, and it just tore those up. No oil in there. So what I need to do is ID this. Now what I think is, because it's got a barcode on it, I believe that this is an OEM unit. It's not going to have a standard code on it, because usually the truck manufacturer, they do that, so you have to go back and buy it from them. This one's not bad, the front unit. It's the back one that's the problem. So what I'll do is I'll do a little research and try to find if I can get a seal kit and I could get one rotating group. It's possible we could get them back in business until they get the new one then. Okay, so that's basically that. Just a quick inspection and assessment on this. And definitely it'd be feasible if I could get a rotating group and a seal kit. That's all it would be. I think they could get by with this, and it could be a patch or whatever until they get the new ones in. And they're telling me they have 3 of these, so this is a problem, and that's why they're having me look at it. So I'll see if I can pull that out and find a new group. And we do have a big test bench to put this on. It'll be a little difficult with a double stack, but we got a unit here that we can hook this all up to and run it and make sure the load sensing is correct. So that's for that one. Stand by, and if I'm able to fix it, I'll do another video on it.